Getting closer to Mosul, possibly within the next few hours, Iraqi forces are poised to enter Iraq's second largest city and ISIL's last stronghold there. The battle is expected to go from street to street. CCTV's Jack Barton reports from Erbil.
We spent the day in Bartella, just outside of Mosul, and all morning there was intense artillery. There was coalition warplanes dropping bombs, the ground literally shaking beneath our feet, heavy machine gun fire. This was one of three fronts that opened up this morning in what seems to be a real push to capture Mosul itself. But perhaps the greatest advances were made there just outside Bartella. By the early afternoon, the commander on the ground told us that his troops had broken through the two major ISIL defensive areas and were hundreds of meters away from the city outskirts itself. Other officers told us that some of the men had actually gone and fought inside Mosul before pulling back. So it does seem clear that the battle for Mosul itself is now underway, and as a sign that perhaps the officers were not exaggerating, for the very first time we saw people managing to escape, to perhaps a few hundred people on foot, some in cars, being picked up, taken to a camp just on the other side of Bartella where they were being registered. Some officers finally talking about the end of ISIL in Iraq, but actually the more and more people I speak to, they say even when ISIL is defeated militarily and their so-called caliphate is at an end in Iraq, they still believe the group will pose a terror threat for some time to come, particularly while they still have a stronghold in Raqqa in Syria.